it was this bit where Dave England is on Venice Beach and he's got one of those easels where it says, you know, like, I'll draw your face for $10. This 80-year-old lady goes by. She's like, oh, cool, I have time. I'll let you draw my face. Only for him to reveal 10 minutes later, her all naked with her saggy tits with her pussy said slut. She goes, oh, you need church. I'm like, MTV will never, ever play this. I'm like, man.
All right, our guest he is a professional skateboarder, stunt performer, and filmmaker whose body of work includes, but absolutely not limited to, the CKY series, Jackass, Haggard, Minihags, Viva La Bam, and much, 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 much more. Today he joins us to discuss this amazing career. Please welcome Bam Margera!
I actually just came from the Tampa Am contest and they had a tattoo guy there and I tattooed my signature on like 9 butts.
I believe it.
And I tattooed a dick on somebody's dick in Bolton, England.
There you go. Well, if they want that service, they could do that at your table after this. So I'm just saying, it's my job to do it for you. So, how you doing, man?
Real good. I just got off a flight from Fort Lauderdale, so happy to be back. I'm only 2 hours away. It's weird because I'm in Westchester, but I'm from Westchester, Pennsylvania. So
yeah, yeah, this is the way too. So what I'd like to do is just throw some stuff out here, and then I'll go out and take some of their questions. Oh, we got more people coming in. Awesome. You've always said that CKI was a reference to Sleepaway Camp. You know, anybody ever seen Sleepaway Camp?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So no spoiler of the end, but. I came across that on cable at the last 5 minutes, and boy, was I confused.
Well, what's crazy, CKY stands for Camp Kill Yourself, and Darren Miller really likes horror films, so that's what he based his band off of. And then when I made my own video, which is basically Jackass before Jackass, it was silly stunts with professional skateboarding, and I used my brother's band CKY for all the soundtrack. So what's strange was, I guess CKY was playing some kind of gig at a horror thing, but he met the chick from Sleepaway Camp, Felissa Rose, and wound up marrying her. So they're like, yeah.
Dreams do come true.
Yeah. Well, that was his favorite movie. You know, he's the type of dude that would watch a film 30 times and not get bored, so I'm sure he watched that over 100.
Back in the glory of the VHS days. Sometimes I want to go back.
I know, it's more fun. Now you can just download anything on YouTube in a nanosecond.
Well, it was that journey of discovery. It's like you walk in there and then you'd see something and it's like, oh, I read about that in Fango. Oh, they don't have this at the other place.
Yeah.
So that was that stuff too. The Ultimate Castle Bam House Tour on YouTube is really fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
I really enjoy going with that. I think it was a pretty good encapsulation of just like everything that's you. How did it come about?
Well, actually, the Dern brothers, it's 3 pretty much twins, but they're like a year apart. But 2 of them are Irish professional skateboarders, and Destin, the older one, films his 2 brothers and edits them. So they got a really good thing going on. But one day, Destin, I walked in and I was getting ready to offer him like 10 grand to start downloading the archive of everything I've ever done, whether it's me being on David Letterman or a skate trick that I did in the 41st episode of 411 Video Magazine. He's like, dude, I already have it all. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I have 13 terabytes. I just slowly over the years been putting all your stuff on a hard drive. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So when he came over to Castle Bam, he's like, all you need to do is just walk around and talk about everything that happened here, and I'll make sure that I splice in, you know, what to put in. And I'm thinking that he's the only, if not perfect person to do this, because I've had editors for MTV with Viva La Bam, and, you know, we had a Where the Fuck is Santa movie, and at the end we had a skate jam with Chris Cole doing a switch 360 kickflip over the pyramid at the end, but when I watched the edit, they only showed him like 180 over it and whatever. I'm like, show the switch 360 kickflip. And the editor is like, I don't know what that means. I'm like, it's when the board flips horizontally and vertically at the same time, but he's doing it backward. I'm like, fuck it, I'll just drive to New York. So I drive 3 hours from Pennsylvania all the way to New York. I go into the editing booth. I go, fast forward, stop. That's a switch 360 flip. Goodbye. It was just easier to drive up to New York to show them than trying to explain what that is over the phone.
I see that. I absolutely see that. So, like I said, it's on YouTube. Anybody seen it?
Which one?
Oh,
the Dern, Castle Bam edit. It's really good. He found everything. I didn't even think some of the stuff would be even possible to find, but he had it.
That's something. VHS. Yeah. Old tapes, stuff like that. So, you really had an amazing journey. What? You ever just had a moment where you just thought it's like, either at any point where you just thought like, how did I get here? How did I get here at this moment?
Yeah, how did I get here at this moment? I have the Guinness Book of World Records of longest Florida shuffle. If you don't know what that means if you get 5150'd, you have to do 90 days in a treatment center. And if the interventionist knows that you have good insurance, they'll find reasons to keep you there for eternity. So I did 2.5 years at $660,000. I would have to do 90 days. I'd make it 88 days, and I'd be like, I have 2 days left, and I'm getting out. And he'd walk in and be like, you've been rocking those same pants for like 4 days now. I'm like, yeah, I'm not trying to get any pussy around here. I don't give a fuck. He's like, that's bad hygiene. You're doing another 90 days at another place. But when I was in the loony bin and they marked me off as schizophrenic, a lot of time went by, and I'm like, of course they think I'm schizophrenic, because when this motherfucker's trying to marry his own sneaker and this dude's barking like a chicken because everybody's nuts, and I'm sitting there going, oh yeah, Billy Idol cut off my purple Lamborghini roof and then I shipped it to Pyongyang, North Korea so Kim Jong-il could look at it. This guy's like, he's schizophrenic, but if you look it up on the interweb, it's fucking true. So, I mean, if you're trying to marry your own sneaker and I'm sitting there saying Billy Idol cut off the roof of my Lamborghini and then Kim Jong-il shipped it to North Korea, sounds pretty fucking nuts, but it's true.
True. Yeah. Truth stranger than fiction.
Yeah.
That too. What, out of everything you've done, what's the one thing that just kind of eclipsed your expectations or your hopes? Something that just landed, I didn't think it would go over like this.
Well, we film a lot of stuff that simply doesn't work on Jackass or just is too gnarly to make it for instance, the switcheroo, I thought that would never work out. I'm like, so wait a minute. You want me to wake up Phil in the middle of the night and replace him with Preston and have Preston start feeling up my mom in the dark I'm like, she's gonna see him wake up, but I'm like, well, you know what? Let's just try it. If we try it and it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But it worked out beautifully, and sometimes it doesn't. Like MTV was looking at some footage of Jackass, and it was this bit where Dave England is on Venice Beach, and he's got one of those easels where it says, I'll draw your face for $10. This 80-year-old lady goes by. She's like, oh, cool, I have time. I'll let you draw my face. Only for him to reveal 10 minutes later, her all naked with her sagging tits with her pussy said slut. She just goes, oh, you need church. I'm like, MTV will never, ever play this. I'm like, man. And then another time, Knoxville showed up to an Ace Hardware store in a full LA County jail orange outfit with handcuffs on, and he goes in to the hardware store and starts sawing off the handcuffs. So they call the police. Of course they're gone. Yeah. Somebody escaped from jail. Well, the police car lady was a rookie, and she tried jamming the car and parked to go get him, but she left the car in drive, which drove over the curb and into a pole. And because it was such a disaster, they're like, yeah, you will never be able to show this, because it just makes the LA police look clumsy and shit. What was never going to happen. But yeah, some bits, you could get arrested for that.
Yeah.
You go in with you could get shot.
Nobody was doing what you guys had done.
Yeah.
You can make it out. You could make an argument. Okay, like Alan Funt and Candid Camera, but it was always kind of cutesy stuff and everything else. But you guys you guys really knocked down a wall and created a whole new frontier in comedy.
Yeah, and another thing, like we filmed with Brad Pitt one time, and Jennifer Aniston still hates us to this day, which I don't blame her, but here's our idea. We go to fucking Pink's Hot Dogs on Melrose, which always has a line. It could be 3 in the morning. There's a fucking line out the door. So we go, we're going to have Brad Pitt wait in the line by himself, so everybody's just sitting there recognizing him, and we're going to pull up in a van with fucking fake crowbars and beat the shit out of them and throw them in the back of the van and peel out. Now, I'm not thinking, nobody thought, there could have been a hometown hero with a knife to try to save the day. There could have been an off-duty police officer that fucking pulled a bullet in my head. Yeah. But Jennifer Aniston, like, you did what? You fucking got fake beat up, and there could have been... So I think, Spike Jones and everybody tried to apologize to her, but she, even to this day, they're not even together. She's like, fuck you guys.
Man, like I said, you guys were fearless. You were inventive. And I think that was the combo.
Yeah.
You guys had this almost, it's very rare to say this in comedy, but you guys were cunning.
Yeah.
And that's why I think why it landed so well.
Well, I mean... being a professional skateboarder at the age of 16, you're constantly jumping down 20 stairs all day, sometimes for 3 hours at a time, just boom, slam, boom, slam. So I've learned how to fall really good. And, anybody, who doesn't do that all day would be like, man, I'm not going to want to fall off that chandelier right there. I could break my ankle. Well, I know exactly how to fall and make it look funny. So, that's why... I would always want to one-up things. No,
absolutely. What's next? What's on the horizon? Anything you share with us?
Right now, I'm just grateful for this one here. This is Danny, now Margera, but we met in Sunset Marquee in Los Angeles. I was at my wit's end. I checked in there to check out. I bought enough drugs to not want to wake up. I was dealing with so many fucking lawsuits, custody battle bullshit, and I was like, God, if I wake up tomorrow, fuck you. But if I do, I want you to deliver me the hottest eye candy with 8 cup tits and a tan fucking pit bull. So I wake up the next day, I'm like, fuck, I'm alive. Go out to the pool, order a Bloody Mary, and I overhear her talking. Listen, bitch, I'm Sicilian Irish. I'm 43. I'm born in Jersey. I'm like, born in Jersey? Sicilian Irish. I'm born in Philly. That's right over there. Who are you? She's like, I'm a supermodel on Stretch Coach. I'm like, Stretch Coach? The doctor told me in 2013 my legs were like dry rotted rubber bands from alcohol abuse and good luck trying to skateboard, which made me want to drink even more. And she's like, don't fucking listen to him. So she stretched me every day for an hour a day, and my legs are fucking 100% again. I'm skating my ass off. And that's all I want to do. I like doing, signings and things like that because I get to travel and check out new skate spots. But there was a lot of times where now I love what I do. I don't do anything that I don't want to do, which I had to before, but when I would go to a Comic-Con signing or any kind of signing, a lot of people would be like, so what have you been up to? And I would feel like I'm not up to anything if we're working on a new Jackass movie. No, fuck Jackass. I'm doing this. Why? Because I like meeting fans and I like signing shit and I like traveling. So, but it sounds... When you don't have any movie lined up and they say, what are you doing? What am I doing? I'm doing this. And I'm going to be doing this in Arkansas next weekend and fucking Oklahoma the next one and the next and the next and the next. I enjoy it.
Right on.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for indulging my capricious curiosity. I'm going to jump out the audience and take some of their questions.
Yeah.
Here, you get one.
Anyone?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. No. Actually, she was here for, did you have one? No, all right, well, how about, no, all right, so they were here for earlier the way. All right, well, I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and do a line down the center here. It says, whoever goes first will give 2 pieces of candy. How's that? I'll bribe you. All right, who's going to come over there? All right, one of the good guys. What's that? No. Sorry.
How disappointed.
It's a lass. Hey. All right, hey, what's your name?
Josh.
What you got, Josh?
So question, going on to set for Jackass and everything, what do you do to mentally prepare yourself for all the scenes you're about to do? Do you have a small ritual in your mind that you do every time, or how do you go about it being prepared for whatever you're about to go face?
Well, it's strange because in the beginning, alcohol and drugs were kind of like, they didn't care. They're like, hell yeah, if it takes you doing a shot of Crown Royal to get in that wheelbarrow and go off that roof into the pricker bush, then so be it. And you know, like I got high-fived in Jackass 2 for having brass knuckles at the airport. I got a felony charge and I was drunk as hell and I'm all over the press and they're like, high five for good press, you're all over. Now I was, for Jackass 4, they considered me a liability because I got a ticket being drunk out in front of a hotel. I'm like, so where's the logic? But anyway, it's really hard to skateboard if you're drunk or on anything because you can't balance on a handrail, you know, if you're messed up at all. But if you're doing a stupid stunt, then yeah, it doesn't hurt to have a little bit of beer muscles. But other than that, I don't do any of that anymore. Skateboarding is my medicine. They had me on 18 different medications and treatment. And they all had side effects of like fucking stiff muscles, erectile dysfunction, hair loss, suicidal tendencies. I'm like, I'm not taking this shit anymore. And if I didn't take it, then I don't get the $5 million that I get for being in a Paramount movie. But anyway, I listen to heavy metal. That usually gets me psyched to do it. But you're never safe on set because usually during a Hollywood movie and it's lunchtime, that's when you could peacefully have your lunch. Nope, not on Jackass. That's when a fucking macaroni and cheese bomb will blow up in your face or something.
Good one to start us off with. Thank you. Hey, what's your name?
Name's Mike. Had a question regarding skateboarding. If there's ever been the craziest trick you can think of that you've ever done, you're most proud to accomplish?
I would have to say doing a loop on the skateboard. It's an 18-foot circle, and they built the first one in 2003 in Orlando it was for Jackass, and I tried it for the first time into some pads, and then when they took the pads away, I knocked myself out, so I couldn't try that anymore. Then a year later, I tried it again at Bob Burnquist's house and knocked myself out again. And then finally, I tried it a year after that in Phoenix, Arizona. And I've heard advice from Tony Hawk, everybody, and none of it worked. And Bob Burnquist just goes, dude, it's simple. When you roll down the roll-in, don't pump it like it's a half pipe. Just let it take you where it goes. As soon as you hit the transition, lock your knees, look at 12 o'clock, and follow the stickers. Once he said that, I did it first fucking try. Hip, hip, hooray. 13th person to ever do it. Scary as hell. Never want to do it again.
Right on. Thank you. Hey, what's your name?
Gabe. I have another skateboarding question. Is there a stunt, like maybe like something that Tony Hawk has done that you want to do?
Is there a trick that Tony Hawk has done that I want to do?
Something that he hasn't done.
Oh, that Tony Hawk hasn't done. Well, I mean, Tony Hawk, he really, his tricks are pretty much vert skating, you know, like anything on transitions, kickflip indies, 540s, stalefish like that. But when it comes to like street skating, like Nyjah Houston, let's say a kickflip front side, board slide on a handrail, he doesn't do that. So, I mean, there's plenty of tricks that Tony Hawk hasn't done, but I've actually looked up to Tony the most growing up as a skateboarder, and from the Pal Peralta videos, I've learned most of my bag of tricks on a half pipe because of him. Yeah.
Cool, thank you. Hey, what's your name?
Alex, my question is, how do you feel about the whole amateur Jackass videos in the early 2000s?
Like other people?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm old as fuck. I remember them all.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, I'm stoked that, you know, people, I see all these YouTube clips. I mean, you watch Fail Army, you even watch Ridiculousness. Ridiculousness is just, it's just Jackass nonstop, and it's always there's always gonna be some idiot doing something dumb somewhere in this world. So it's a never-ending, you know, show. And hip hip hooray if you want to do it. But it's so funny how they say, don't send us your tapes because we won't open them and review them. Yeah, because you'll just steal it off of YouTube for free. If we open it and view it, then they can sue you, and then you'll actually have to pay somebody. But yeah, I mean, some people are like, Bam, I don't get it. You push yourself into a shopping cart and go flying into that bush? I mean, why? It's just dumb. No shit, it's dumb. It's called Jackass. It's funny as fuck, and it'll never be unfunny. But yes, there is no point to do that.
Did you do anything?
I mean, I wanted to bring a shopping cart here and just slide. You know, have a bunch of people push me.
Yeah.
And you know, scream Jackass. But you know, I probably hurt myself.
Yeah.
You know. And last thing, I'm Johnny Nexo. Welcome to Jackass.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll, brother. Hey, what's your name?
Mikey.
What you got?
Viva La Bam.
Yeah.
Where is it? Where can I find it? When are you putting it on Netflix? Like, what's the deal?
I don't know. I mean, it's owned by MTV, so I don't. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know that you can get it on DVD, but it's not on Netflix. I don't know why. You know what? It could have something to do with before Don Vito, my uncle, passed away. He landed in Denver, Colorado to do a signing at a mall, and they took him to a strip club beforehand and got him shit-faced. So when he's doing the signing, is what he does is if you're a guy, he'll fake choke you, and if you're a girl, he'll fake touch your boob. So he touches... He goes like this to a 15-year-old, taps it, they take the photo, sexual harassment charge. So it could be that of why they won't put Viva La Bam back on because of the... I know. It's like if he was taking a girl up to his hotel room and did something. Yeah, but you're at a mall signing, there's a line out the door, and you go like that because you're wasted because the promoter took you to a fucking titty bar? Come on.
Physical media. That's why you don't throw away your DVDs. You don't throw away your Blu-rays. Just put them in a box and save them for a rainy millennium.
But I must say, I don't even think to this day MTV had the budget that we had at the time. We had $300,000 a week for 65 weeks to spend on blowing shit up, fixing it, flying people in, flying people out. So I would come up with these bonkers ideas like, let's get a fucking elephant from Connecticut for $13,000. Then we'll build a moat and a drawbridge at my house, put some piranhas in there, and then I'll drive my Hummer off a 600-foot quarry cliff. And they'd be like, boom, approved. I'm like, what the fuck? All right. Let's paint the entire kitchen blue. We had a team of 40 people painting everything all night, from the apples and oranges to the forks and knives. My mom still finds blue shit under the cabinets 20 years later.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. Good question. Hi, what's your name?
Hasty. I am curious about your favorite memories when you look back on the last 20 years. You know, I'm sure there's a few highlights, so if you don't mind giving us a couple.
I would say, you know, when you're in it, you're hating it, but what, like, okay, I got stuck on a cherry picker with Ryan Dunn for like 7 fucking hours. Like, up there, the key, Rab took it away, and we were just stuck up there to the point where like we were like losing our minds, and we started laughing hysterically for no reason, like just staring at each other like, but like at the time, it's like, get me off this fucking chair. But now that I think about it, that was a great fucking time. You're up there with your best friend trying to figure out what to do. You got 7 hours. You don't have your phone. You don't have anything except you, yourself, and I waiting for a fucking locksmith to come, hopefully. And turns out that there was a button up there anyway that could have got us down had we didn't know about it. But, you know, doing that is something that, when you're in it, you're like, fuck this, get me down. But when it happens, it's like, dude, we spent 7 hours together on a cherry picker, probably 3 feet by 5 feet, for 7 hours, just went up there, nothing to do. What a great time it was now that I think back on it.
So before the Jackass and CKY videos and all that, I feel like you and Ryan probably spent plenty of time together making jokes as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, is why it's so unique is because I already knew that I wanted to be a professional skateboarder. The minute I got a skateboard, I'm like, this is what I want to do. Hands down. I would skate before school, after school, all day, every day. I would draw skate ramps in school. The only thing I paid attention to was like science, and I hated math. But when I was in school, there's Chris Rabb, there's Ryan Dunn, there's Brandon DiCamello, there's Ray Keon, there's my brother. And they all are like hilarious or talented in whether it's music or just being funny, but none of them could really skateboard. So I'm like, I have to figure out a way to fit in like funny skits and stunts with professional skateboarding and make a video. And actually the first time I played it to somebody who wasn't a skateboarder, and my uncles were like auto mechanics, and they were walking by sipping on a beer, laughing their ass off to this. I'm like, wow, I was planning on making this for skateboarders only, but if other people besides skateboarders love this, then we got a real, something special on our hands.
Do you have a favorite memory of of watching his stuff?
It's so hard to pick. That's why I said, like, give us a couple, because in my head, like, that lift with Ryan was infamous, and the moment you guys realized that the key wasn't necessary to come down, and just the laughter, the look on your faces, like it's hard looking back sometimes at that stuff, because I felt like Ryan was one of my friends. I never met him, but the way you showed your friendships off with all these different people, Deco, Rab, all of them, it was hard for me when Viva La Bam ended, because I'm like, where am I going to see my friends? I don't know them. I can't call them up. So it's hard, it was a period of time that will never be forgotten for so many people. And thank you for capturing it and sharing it with the rest of us, because like that laughter was so important to so many of us.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Yeah, and then
thank you.
Thanks. And I must say, you hear like, oh, Motley Crue, those guys were gnarly. Ozzy Osbourne bit off the head of a bat and he peed on the Alamo. I'm like, my drummer Rubbish Heap came on the fucking Alamo naked. Like, if you want to know gnarly, it's Fuckface Unstoppable tour. We had 8 rooms that we had to rent on each night, and you can't smoke in the rooms, but all 8 of us did, which is a $500 charge every single night, which costed me more. It wasn't even worth touring anymore, but oh my God. I can't even fathom half the shit that went down. One time we had an Airbnb it was called The Entrance in Australia. It was this beach. And we had the top balcony, and we had all 8 band members in there and only 1 bathroom. So Novak is all drunk and on heroin, and he's like, fuck it, I'm going to shit off the balcony. I can't wait any longer. We didn't know that 3 stories down was a nice couple having a anniversary dinner with a candlelit steak and all that shit, and his shit crystals laying right on their meal. They pounded down the door ready to fuck us all up. Things like this.
Hey, what's your name?
Justin. I was just wondering, like you were just saying, like about gnarly, like of all the Jackass stunts, like who do you think did the most gnarly stuff? Like who would you consider the most like badass almost?
I mean, everybody had their own little braveness, I would say. Like Steve-O would have no problem swallowing a goldfish or putting a leech on his eye, which is something that I wouldn't want to do. Don't really like getting trampled by bulls because you can't predict a hoof landing on your face and killing you. I like to do stunts, like if I drop in on a gnarly ramp into a brick wall, I could learn how to fall and make it look funny. That's something that you could control. So, when it ever came down, that's why I don't like snakes, especially when you're on the Jackass set. You're always on edge because you're constantly just, when are they going to do something, So if I would have known that I was going to get sabotaged and fall into a pit of 100 snakes, I would have been on the first plane out of there. But when it happened and it was over with and we got the bit, and then I see it on the big screen and everybody's laughing their ass off, I'm glad that it happened. But if I would have known that it was happening, I would have been on the first plane out of there.
Good one. Thank you. Hi, what's your name?
Alex.
Hi.
Hi. When I met you earlier, I mentioned that I was a tattoo artist, so I was just curious, do you have any favorite tattoos?
Yeah, I mean, well, the first one that comes in handy, I was in treatment in Boca Raton, Florida. Then sometimes on Fridays or Saturdays they take you to the movies or bowling. So there's 20 of us sitting down. I'm like, where's the soda and popcorn? They're like, oh, it's not in our budget. I'm like, we all pay $1,300 a night, and what do you mean it's not in the budget? And all of our money and credit cards are locked up in the locker room, so I come out with all this popcorn and soda for everyone. Like, here you go, here you go, here you go. How the fuck did you get that? I'm like, credit card tattooed right here, MC for MasterCard, 916 is the back of the code, 12/23 expiration date. Fuck you. So that comes in really handy. Other than that, I got another credit card by Priscilla Presley's son, Navarone, and well, that's now expired, but it says there's 11485. If you delete the two ones, that's the real number, so you could Photoshop it and never figure it out. So, yeah, all these codes, and I got Brad on my pit, because when I filmed with Brad Pitt, I was like, I gotta pay you some respect, so I'm gonna get Brad on my fucking armpit. He's like, you're crazy.
Oh, very nice. Are you set up downstairs?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are.
What's your group called again?
Nameless Inc.
Nameless Inc. All right. Nameless Inc. Check her out. Got good stuff. All right.
Yeah, I hope I could visit you tomorrow if I have time to get something done. I'm due for one. Yeah.
Hey, what's your name?
Andrew.
What you got, Andrew?
I just wanted to say thank you for promoting and doing videos for all the best bands.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
I owe my love of Scandinavian rock to you.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Yeah, I was really passionate with Viva La Bam. Like, when it comes to skateboarding and music, it goes hand in hand. It's a 50-50 thing. If the music sucks, your video part's gonna suck. It's just that simple. And, you know, I was always looking for, I would go into the record store, and I'm not kidding, I would just pick up the CD. They say never judge a book by its cover. Well, I judge a CD by its cover big time. I'd be like, yup, I'm buying it. Yup, I'm buying it. I don't think so. Yeah, I'm buying it. I would put it in, play the first song. If the quality sucks or the voice sucked, I would just throw it right out the fucking window. But that's at the time how I would find good bands. I would just buy random ass shit at the CD store, and most of the time I would throw it out the window on the first song. But, you know, occasionally I would find really good bands out of it. Now, I mean, you could just put Spotify on shuffle, and then you'll find all kinds of shit. But yeah, music is everything to me.
Do you have a favorite video that you filmed?
I could tell you this. My favorite band right now is a band from Puerto Rico called Amor ad Lunam. It means to love a woman in Latin or something, but it's total goth rock like him, but more 69 eyes going on, and it's just right up my alley. I actually just did 3 tracks with them now, and I'm flying back to Puerto Rico to do 2 more songs with them. But yeah, Amor ad Lunam. Everybody should check that out.
Right on. Thank you. All right. Any other takers? Going what? All right, you're holding your hand. I'll come. We'll do it Donahue style. If you're old enough to get the reference, God bless you. All right. What you got this time?
I'm going to just ask a general question. How have you been?
I've been real good. You know, Danny and I have 3 dogs. We have a 3rd one we just rescued from the Sarasota hurricane, and he's a little pup, and we have an Airbnb in Florida right now, so our friends watching them. So as soon as we're done with the whole thing, we're heading back that way. And you know, structure is something I didn't have before. I would fucking be up all night, whether if I'm drinking or painting or reading or watching a movie. I never had a bedtime, never had a 9 to 5. I never had to be on time for anywhere. So I would be up for 3 days at times and then sleep for 2. And Danny has completely taught me structure. You have to go to bed at a certain hour. You have to wake up at a certain hour with a structured schedule. Walk the dogs, stretch for an hour, look for a skate spot, find it, get a skate trick, have lunch. And now that I have a structured schedule, I look very forward to what's going to happen the next day, because there's been a lot of times I would wake up bored as shit, and boredom is my trigger, and I'd look across the street, see an Irish pub, and I'd say, that looks like fucking fun, and I would do it all day, and all bets would be off if you're like, Bam, I thought we were meeting at the gym today at 12. Dude, I'm already at the pub. Fuck right off. Not going nowhere. And I would just sit there and crack jokes. Do I regret it? I don't know, but, you know, I thought I had a good time, but no more of that shit. I need to stay out of the bar and into the bush.
That's about as good. I'll tell you, I'll do one more if someone throws something out. If not, All right, what you got? Just shout out.
All right, real quick. How was it doing Tony Hawk Underground 2?
Well, it's pretty crazy because I went in, spent all day. They put you in this spandex outfit, and they put all these like balls on you, to like little fucking like little dots, and they made me do as many skate tricks as I could on a mini ramp and on flat ground, and they had like the Matrix, all them fucking camera angles, like hundreds of cameras, so they could get a full 360 of the whole thing. So that's how they get your style in the video game, you know?
Did you ever improvise any lines that they gave you? Did you say something?
Yeah, they had a general thing of what we wanted to say, and of course, if they wanted me to say, you know, that thing is nasty, you know, I'd be like, that thing is minging, you know, I just make up my own words. But yeah, that I can tell you that video game has probably, you know, if you want to be a professional skateboarder and you're doing it to be a millionaire, it probably ain't going to happen, you know, but that video game made a lot of skaters millionaires thanks to Tony Hawk. I mean, he bought me a red fucking Ferrari when I was 16 from it, and you know, just from that video game, because whether it's your kid or your grandpop, somebody's playing that thing and loving it. Like that's the most sold game on PlayStation, I believe.
And that last thing, do you ever plan on being in another video game?
Yes. She's manifested it, but yeah, I don't, spoken. I don't see why not. It was fun to do, and but yeah, I had to get rid of my Tony Hawk game because I was missing fucking flights over it, and my mom was I was living at my mom's house. She's like, "This is like the 6th flight you've missed in a month from that damn video game." I'm like, "But I'm gonna win," you know. And I'm like, "Get this thing away from me! It's ruining my life. I'm having too much fun on it." When I was flicking channels watching Intervention, it's usually about like heroin addicts and drunks and meth heads. No, they had an intervention on a kid who wouldn't stop playing video games. I'm like, I fucking get it. He needs to be intervened over a video game. Hell yeah!
Yeah. That'll do it. All right, I'll give you this. Okay, all right, wait, but what?
Well, you either, it depends on how you go about it. You either get it emulated on your computer, or just, I work at a retro video game store. We sell retro video games all the time.
Do you have the Tony Hawk game? Because I need to get one for my son Phoenix. I found out he had a PlayStation 2 and that's all he plays. I'm like, have you heard of the Tony Hawk game? He's like, no. I'm like, motherfucker.
Okay, so talk to him after that. Okay, one final question for me. You want to take a picture with this amazing audience?
Big time.
All right, everybody, here's what we'll do. We'll do a stage selfie. Invite everybody to come towards the stage. Not on the stage. Come up towards the stage.
And I'll
want
go
to take a
right
picture
there?
of our guests and all. Yeah.
Whoa.
Hey, Bam, turn around. Oh, yeah, face this way. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody. All right, everybody, crowd on in.
You want to tell Morgan to get one too from where he's at? Yeah.
I'll give you a copy of this if you want.
Great.
Yeah. All right, everybody on this side, squeeze on in. I'll move back a little bit.
You don't want to join them?
What's that? I'll jump in a second. All right, this is good, everybody. All right, everybody, big smile, count 3. 1, 2, 3.
Hold.
All right, you want to get one?
One more time. 1, 2, 3. Cuties.
All right, hold that. All right, this is how I get paid. All right, baby, smile. 1, 2, 3. All right, on. Okay, he'll be back at his table a little bit. He got a lot of neat stuff there. Check on out there. And hey, thank you all for those great, fantastic questions.
Good news, everyone. You can subscribe to Fandom Spotlite for free. What? That doesn't seem right. And this says have fun and follow your fandom, whatever that means.